Okay, I've been doing a lot of scrapping, or a lot of melting actually. These are some bars I got to get down onto my shelf. But I figured I'd strip some wire. Not super exciting, but I've got my Bear Bright barrel over here. And it's probably about 1/3 of the way full. And I want to get more in it. So I'm doing solid core. I tried to do a braided wire, and it ended up being needle central. And you can see them all over the table here, just a total mess. But I have all this stuff that is all braided, and just about all of this stuff in there is all braided. So I'm gonna mess with the depth here and see if I can figure it out. Anything braided like this, I'm only gonna get number 2 copper for. So all braided stuff I'm going to melt. All right, I was able to do those without getting any needles. So we got a long one here. Let's see how it does. Keep on going. Get tangled. There we go. Huh, it's not cut. It's cut part of the way and then it stops, it looks like. Oh, maybe it is. It just didn't cut all the way to the end, so I don't have a good starting place. There we go. It's really too bad you can't get number 1 copper for this, but because or Bear Bright for that matter, this stuff's good stuff. Pure copper. Guarantee you, when I melt it, it's not going to have anything on it. Okay, so because I can't get number 1 or Bear Bright or anything, like I said, just melt it, make a really nice bar out of it, and then I'll get number 1 copper for it. Nice chunk. And I've got a lot more where that came from. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Got this barrel right here, or this bucket. I'm gonna start peeling some of this stuff, and then I'm going to throw it on the pile over there and make a big pile of solid core. This will be my Bear Bright. Let's see how easy it's gonna be. Of course, it's not cut all the way to the edge. Because it's going in a 55-gallon drum, I'm not gonna fold it up too much. Just gonna chuck it over there, throw it in the barrel. So when you go to the, now this one's gotta be run through again. When you go to the metal recycler, you get money back, but this is a way for me to feel like I'm doing something to make some money, which is getting some Bear Bright money. Just chuck it in the pile, baby. I'm gonna wait for the price to get way up there, or a lot better than it is now. I mean, if it's not in the $4 range, I'll just sit on it. It's not gonna it's not going to stay where it is right now. There's going to be just too big of a need for copper. And I dumpster dive, I see what people are throwing away. A lot of the copper ends up in a landfill and it stays there. So it's not like all this copper that they make is just going to be recycled. Some of it will be, a lot of it won't be. So they're going to need it. Keep looking for wire, especially if I can split this stuff without getting needles. Then that opens up. I mean, I've got a whole bucket of wire over there that I could strip. If I'm not going to get needles from it, I'll strip it. Okay, got that much done. A few pieces up here, and now I'm gonna start going through all this.
By the way, you're quite right. We have been seeing public service announcements of what to do in the event of a nuclear war, which of course is pretty distressing. Not nearly as distressing, though, as what you write in your journal. And in the 2023 Trends Journal, you write, world
right, so quick update on where we're at. This is the next day, is Saturday. Cashed it in last night and watched a movie with my wife and had some chill time. This is where we're at now. This is all the braided wire right here, and that's the solid core stuff. So once I'm done with this stuff over here, and I'm probably going to do some of this because that's all braided as well, just like what's on the table here. But once I'm done with that, I'm going to weigh it up and see what we got. This is all braided, like I said. I think it's an absolute crime that they don't take this as bright and shiny. I mean, there's absolutely nothing on it, and it is as bright and shiny as solid core stuff. I'm going to melt it down. So that's where we're at. I'm going to keep cruising. Okay, let's find out what we have right here. Fourteen and a half pounds. This thing gonna be what, 5 pounds maybe. Oh boy. So we gotta subtract 2 pounds from it. 2.1. So 4.3 pounds of bare bright, 18 and a half pounds of copper. Okay, did a bunch more braided wire. There was needles galore. That's a needle ball right there, believe it or not. That's how many, and there's a ton more on the floor. But anyway, I want to weigh this now that we did that much more wire. All that wire was in there, and I figured I'd strip it. So I did that today. I had 40 or 14 pounds, I think, 14 and a half, 22 now. Right next to that copper that I have to melt, this copper that I have to melt, this copper that I have to melt, this copper that I have to melt, and all of that back there, which you can't see. Okay, so we need to get our bare bright into our bare bright bucket. Oh, and more copper I have to melt. Jeez Louise. Oh, look at this bare bright bin.